And start. Good evening, everyone. We are so happy to invite you to all to the Basics of Taxation course of day 2 of the workshop. Our new constitution is now established and has an appearance that promises permanency. But in this world, nothing can be said to be certain except debt and taxes. It's my pleasure to welcome all the participants for the workshop. I am Aishwarya, Finance Intern at Career Dreams Education in association with Money Barters, and they are the leading provider of finances services. So, before starting our program, I would like to invite all our honorable authorities so that we can start our meeting with a positive vibes. Welcome, Shika ma'am. So, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them in the chat box and we'll discuss them at the end of the session. Once again, a warm greetings on behalf of Career Dreams Education and Money Barters to all the participants. Today's presentation is taken by Alekia ma'am. Welcome ma'am, and the mic is yours.
Thank you, Aishwarya ma'am. It was a great introduction. So, good evening, Shikha ma'am. Good evening to
Good
all.
evening, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening to all the participants. So, let's start the session. Before getting into the day two, I mean concept and working of the Finance Act, I just want to know. I mean, I'll be asking few questions to all of you regarding the yesterday's session. So, if any one of the participant, Chaitanya sir, I think you can help me with the names.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah. So if like yesterday we had a great session on the basics of tax and taxation. So if any one of you remembers yesterday's session or the topics, you can just unmute yourself or use the chat boxes and tell me like what you all learned about in the yesterday's session. Anyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Ma'am, yesterday we all learned about basics of tax and taxation. So, we learned the definition what tax is. Basically, tax is a primary source of revenue from the government taken by the people like us. So, Constitution provide us this right to that no one can levy tax on us other than the tax department. And then we learned about the first independent finance minister was Sir James Wilson, who introduced taxation in 1860. Then we learned about indirect and direct tax, the difference between these two. Like indirect tax, the incidence and the impact same falls on the same person, and in indirect tax, the incidence and impacts fall on two different person. Then we learned about the following year, which is also known as assessment year, and the income year, that is the year which that is the current year, like first March 2021, and following year will be 1st April 2021 till 31st March 2022, and that's it. Thank you.
Wow, great, ma'am. Really great. A round of applause to Latika, ma'am. I should see the claps in the chat boxes, guys.
Yes, ma'am. Latika, ma'am, truly very great, ma'am, for volunteering. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Anyone else? They can continue their chain of yesterday's topics. So Latika, ma'am spoke about the history, and any one of you can continue that.
Or maybe the topics you
Yeah.
have any doubts in from yesterday. Maybe you didn't get yesterday clarified. Maybe you can get clarified now. Any doubts, something like that, or you want something else, something you want to discuss, something.
If no doubts, we can just continue with the session today.
Okay, ma'am. I guess we can continue the session now.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So, okay, I share my screen. Okay, I hope my screen is visible. Yeah. Is my screen visible, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Visible.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So I welcome you all to the day two session, that is Concept and Finance Act. So we learned about various topics like what is tax, different types of tax, the history and evolution of various income tax years, and characteristics of income tax and all. So now let's go further and let's discuss about how this Finance Act came into existence and how will it work. What are the workings of Finance Act and few concepts that constitute in framing any kind of Finance Act every year. So before getting into the exact concepts that constitutes them, I would like to ask any one of you, just tell me the types of taxes, uh, like, and also the meaning of them. There are two types of taxes. Any one of you?
Ma'am, may I?
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Ma'am, there is a two type of taxes, that is direct tax and indirect tax.
Yes, correct, ma'am, correct.
Yes, ma'am. And direct tax are paid directly to the government, and indirect taxes are imposed on the FMCGs, like
Yeah,
small products that we use, that we consume daily basis. So indirect taxes are applicable on that goods and services.
great, ma'am, correct answer. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
thank
ma'am.
you, thank you so much. So, as you said, direct taxes will be paid directly to the government. So the tax leviable, or the persons like individuals or as such, they will be levied the direct taxes. So examples can be like income tax, uh, any kind of income from your salary, house property as such come under the head direct taxes. And indirect taxes can be GST. As you said, it will be levied on FMCGs or any kind of traders or business persons as such. So this is the basic concept that you have to keep in mind while discussing about Concept and Finance Act, direct and indirect taxes. So let's get into the original, that is the very essential topic, that is concept of income tax in India. Basically, we have five rules or five concepts that constitutes the Finance Act. I will discuss that one by one. uh, Income Tax Act 1961. So basically, as we all know, in the yesterday session, Diksha ma'am had discussed about Income Tax Act 1961 too. I will read out that again. So Income Tax Act 1961 was formed by the Ministry of Law in consultation of Ministry of Law in the year 1961, and it has been brought into force on 1st April 1962. That means with several consultations, various consultations from different ministries and mainly Ministry of Law, in the year 1961. They came into force on 1st April 1962. That is in the year 1962. This Income Tax Act 1961 talks about various framings, various laws like the collections of taxes, any kind of dues, any kind of rebates, surcharges, all the income tax aspects will be discussed. I mean, is being uh, inserted in this Income Tax Act 1961. And any kind of act, any kind of finance act should follow Income Tax Act 1961 as present also. This is all about Income Tax Act 1961. So the main aspect is like, there are few, I mean, all the tax rates, any kind of aspects related to income tax in India. The main act, the main law that will be constituting any kind of framing of Finance Act is Income Tax Act 1961. Anybody who's framing, especially Finance Department, Finance Ministry, should follow this law, this act itself. Any doubts, guys?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, any example?
Okay. For example, we do you know about tax rates, ma'am? We have tax rates. It will be changing every year, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. For example, I'll talk about income from salary. If the person is earning below 5 lakhs, there will be no any kind of tax payable by that person. If he is earning more than 5 lakhs, he has to pay some tax rate. There will be 15%, 5%, 10% tax rate, right? We have that table, right? If you have idea on this tax rates. So these tax rates have been insisted in this
Excuse me,
particular
ma'am.
act. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am. Ma'am, after this class, could you please share me the tax rates
Sure,
in
sir.
the
Sure.
table?
Yeah, I will
Thank you,
share
ma'am.
that. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this. So basically, yes, ma'am, coming to your question. So there are so many things in income tax. We have tax rates, we have rebates, we have so many aspects like surcharges and all, no, ma'am. So we will be, this particular 1961 Act has all these aspects. So according to this, we know that tax rates will be changing every year, but the main systematic procedure will be followed with this act itself, from this Income Tax Act 1961 itself. Everyone should not deviate with this law according to our law, I mean constitution of income tax. Any doubts, ma'am?
No, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this question. So next comes the Income Tax Rules 1962. So we have, okay, before getting into this, I just want to know that if anybody knows CBDT, the abbreviation of CBDT, or what is CBDT, they can just answer, or else I can answer you.
Central Board of Direct
So,
Taxes.
guys, anybody wants to say?
Yeah, I think someone was answering there. Yes, ma'am, you can answer.
Central Board of Direct Tax.
Yes, correct, ma'am. Correct, ma'am. Correct. Central Board of Direct Taxes. So direct taxes, as I said, it is nothing but income tax. CBDT is an organization of Government of India that will be looking after the administration and management of income tax. That means it will monitor the law. Like me, for example, they are framing an act, Finance Act, every year. They will be framing the Finance Act every year, and that particular CBDT organization, that is a government organization, CBDT has to monitor that whether they have followed the particular 1961 Income Tax Act or not, whether the tax rates are viable, whether they have to look after even the taxpayers, right? In the point of view of taxpayers, right? They will be monitoring this. They will also be administering and they will look after the administration and management of all the income tax things. And the rules they will be framing, like from time to time they will be changing the rules of this income tax. So CBDT is an organization that will look after income tax. So again, this income tax rules was also started or framed in the year 1961, and it came into force on 1962, in the year 1962. So now at present, CBDT is the organization, government organization of India, that is looking after all the administration, all the management, and everything related to monitoring and evaluation of income tax in India. Any doubts? CBDT. You people can just write it if you forget any time. Any doubts, guys?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I'll go to the third one, that is circulars and notifications. I told you that CBDT is the organization that will be controlling the income tax, right? So circulars or any kind of notifications that are related to changes in tax rates, changes in surcharges, rebates, or changes in agricultural income and all, like all these aspects will be discussed in the further sessions. But any kind of changes in income taxes, income tax rules and all, will be published by CBDT in the form of circulars or notifications. So this is the organization that will monitor this, and that will have to publish. That is nothing but CBDT. They will look after the publishing of circulars and notifications or notices. That's it. Any doubt on this? I think no. Okay. Let's get into the fourth point, that is legal decisions of courts. So basically, this is a concept like before and all, like before 1961 and all, there were so many acts like 1918 Act, 1922 Act, so many 1948 or 1961 acts. We had so many income tax acts, no? So from that acts, we will be having so many issues, any kind of case study issue. So those case studies will be taken as reference to form any kind of changes every year in income tax. So such kind of case studies, such kind of information will play a major role in framing this income tax rules, income tax amendments and all. So that decision will be taken by the law ministry or the courts. Basically, the higher supremacy is Supreme Court in our India, and next follows by the High Court, State Court, and all. These courts will be providing that information regarding to the case studies, because any kind of legal decisions, any kind of changes in laws or rules, we will be consulting legal experts, right? They will tell us like whether this law is applicable, will this be viable if we introduce this or not. Will, if for example, if we impose 50% tax for any taxpayer, will that person be able to pay that tax or not? Like they will be monitoring, they will be correcting. So we will be needing some kind of case study references and all. So such kind of information, such kind of guidance will be provided by the courts or law ministry. So this is about the legal decisions of courts. Any decision related to the legal problems or issues, they will be handling that. Next, and the final one, comes the Income Tax Amendment Act 2013. Okay, I told you that Income Tax Act 1961 is the act that will be followed, that is followed by the India regarding on the income tax and all. So this Amendment Act 2013 is nothing but it was one of the Finance Act that was introduced or framed in the year 2013 and came into force on in the year 2014. So there were few amendments related to, again, some charges on taxes or any kind of residential status, whether the person is non-resident, whether the person is ordinary resident or resident, and related to agricultural income, non-agricultural income. We have so many topics that will be discussed in the further sessions. So such kind of changes or amendments, and it was also an Finance Act of the year 2013. So this act was also will also constitute the Income Tax Act 1961. This is a kind of example for Tax Act 1961. So,
Excuse me, ma'am.
yeah, yes, sir.
Could you please repeat the fourth point? Could you please elaborate it again?
Fifth point, sir.
No, the fourth point, ma'am. The legal decision of courts.
Yes, sir. Sure. So basically, like we know that Supreme Court is the higher supremacy or highest court in our India, right? So we know that we had so many income tax act, like I will just show you that chart. History and evolution. We had so many income tax acts like 1860, 1918, 1922, 1962, 2013, 1961 and all. So for this act, like we'll be having few case studies, right? For example, in the year 1861, there had some issue regarding this tax rates. I'm giving you an example. So that particular issue will become the case study for the future generations. So this kind of references, if that particular past incident occurs in the future, like we can use those case studies as a reference for solving that issue. So such kind of case studies or such kind of law changing or which is related to legal problems and all will be provided by the courts. They will be involving, basically, like any kind of issue will be going there, will be giving some cases, will apply case and will solve the cases and all, right, in the courts itself. So courts will be the major vital role. They'll be playing a major role in solving such kind of issues. Any kind of legal issues in the income tax or any kind of direct or indirect tax, courts will play a major role in this, in solving those cases. That's it, sir.
Yeah. So, ma'am, what I just got through the explanation is that I mean the legislature, I mean the Lok Sabha, and the legislation basically takes into account the formal decision of the High Court and the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And then it I mean and then it help. I mean, it forms the laws for the coming I mean, the newer laws or any kind of amendments that have to be made, so they are followed by, or the analysis has to be made, keeping in mind what the decisions are have been given by the courts. So is it right if I am not wrong? I mean, could you please?
Sir, you're half correct. I was about to tell that my context is like any kind of legislature or legal decisions. We will be having some kind of cases related to legal, right? Like any kind of law or as such. So we will be consulting codes and all. Sir, am I audible? Okay. So yeah, any kind of legal procedures or as such will be involved by the law ministry. That's it. That is what the context I was talking about.
Yeah, I mean, basically the case laws do form the laws
Yes.
of, I mean, the law of the country. So in a way we can say that as the newer case laws come, so the theory or any kind of the case or the ratios of the cases are taken up as the law by the legislation, and they are the new laws are made keeping in mind those former
Yes.
legislations, right?
Correct, sir. You are right. I was talking about this. They will use that as reference. Past case studies will be used as reference, and they will keep the points or concepts of that past case studies or any kind of issues in mind, and they will frame. They will be framing it. That's it. Got it, sir?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. And I'm so happy to listen to so many doubts. So come up with so many doubts, guys, if you have any doubts. So this is about the concept of income tax India. I will tell you the basic reason of the concept, because these all points will be constitution or the constituted. They will all come together when it comes to Finance Act. We should keep in mind the Income Tax Act 1961 while framing the rules that will be governed by CBDT while framing any kind of circulars or notifications related to income tax or any kind of tax in India will again be looked after the CBDT, and again any kind of issues related to anything in income tax will be again will be used, like we use case studies and all to solve them, and again any kind of amendments again that will be looked after by CBDT and all. So all this will constitute in framing the Finance Act. Or Finance Act is nothing but we will be we will be having so many changes in tax rates and all relating to income tax, right? So all these will be constituting that, like any kind, the finance ministry and the required ministries should keep in mind all these points while framing. That's it. That is what the main insight or concept of income tax regarding this concept is all about. Any doubts in this? Hello, any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so then I will go to the second topic. That is nothing but finance bill. So before getting into Finance Act, I will just discuss about finance bill. Finance bill is presented usually in the last week of February. That is, it will be presented in the month of February last week. Every year they will be presenting it every year, because we know that we have to make some changes in income tax and all, right? So they will be presenting every year in the month of February. That is the last week of February. And this bill mainly contains amendments in direct and as well as indirect taxes. As I told you before itself, this finance bill will contain the amendments or changes with respect to direct and indirect taxes. The Finance Act contains necessary amendments in direct taxes, that is income tax and all, and indirect taxes like excise duties, custom duties, GST, service taxes as such. So basically finance bill will be introduced for both direct and indirect taxes as per the requirement for that year. If it is required for a change in direct taxes, they will impose the bill in the parliament. If there is any kind of changes in indirect taxes, they will do it. If there is any changes in both of them, they will just introduce them in the parliament. So basically, how does this finance bill work into Finance Act? I will explain the chain here. You can see the picture there in the slide. So basically, finance bill is presented by Finance Minister of our India. So I have a question for you all. Who's the present Finance Minister of India? Very easy.
Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman.
Very good. Great. Correct answers. So Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman. She's the finance minister, and the committee she's handling is finance ministry. So she will be presenting the finance bill. Finance minister will be presenting the finance bill, where she will be presenting in front of the houses of parliament. Any idea on what are the houses of parliament? We have two houses.
Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha.
Correct answers. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So finance minister will be presenting this finance bill for every year in the month of February last week, regarding direct taxes and indirect taxes in front of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. These are the parliament houses. So when it is presented in the parliament houses, since we have so many we have two Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha members. These members will go through this finance bill, and any kind of recommendations or suggestions or any kind of changes or comments that has to be given out will be told by those members of parliament, houses of parliament, to the finance department and the minister. After thorough introspection of that particular recommendation or suggestion, if it is found viable by the finance department and minister, they will make changes to them, any kind of changes. If for example the Lok Sabha, any one of the Lok Sabha member did not like the tax rates, it was 50%, which was imposed by finance minister, and that person wanted it to be 30%, let's say 30%. So he will recommend the finance minister to change this, look into this, like whether they can reduce this or not. And the finance minister will look into this, and if it is viable, if it is okay, she will change that. After changing this, after the changes and suggestions, there should be a parliament approval. That means the approval from both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha should be given. Their assent is very important. After parliament approval, next comes the president approval. Okay, I have a question again. Any idea on who's the current president of India? Come on, guys. I can give you a clue. Okay. Yes, correct, ma'am. Ramnath Kovind. Ramnath Kovind is the present president of India. So after parliament approval, we should get president's approval. That finance minister should get president's approval. I told you that the bill will be introduced in the month of February, right? On that day itself, they will not get the consent or assent from the president. He will take time. The president will take time. It may be for 20 days or for a month. So let's say in the last week of February, the Finance Act 2020 was introduced. And in the month of 27th March, let's say with the date 28th or 27th, the president gives approval for this finance bill. That is when that particular finance bill will become Finance Act. This is the procedure. What I will repeat it again. Finance bill will be presented by finance minister. This is the first step. What will happen next? We know that we have two houses of parliament, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. These members, the members from this parliament houses, will give the recommendations or comments on that particular finance bill. So after they make changes in with that recommendations, they will make few changes in the finance bill. After finance bill, again it will go to parliament, that is two houses of parliament. They will recheck again. If they find it viable, they will approve this. They will approve the finance bill. And after the parliament approval, there is president who involves in this financial aspects and all. President will approve this. It will not happen in the same day or the next day itself. That particular approval will take time. It might be 25 days or a month, etc. After president approval, that particular finance bill will become Finance Act for that year. Any doubts in this? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
We can take it as no, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. So let's move to the next one. I told you that that particular finance act will form for that year. So let's talk about the effective dates. I'll give you an example. So in the month of February, Nirmala Sitharaman, or the finance minister, has introduced a finance bill in the year 2020. February 2020, Nirmala Sitharaman has introduced a finance bill on changes in tax rates, some any kind of regimes or agriculture income, residential status, and etc. What happens in the month of March? President gives approval. President gives his assent for proceeding with this finance bill, and that particular finance bill will start from that financial year, that is 1st April. I will repeat it again. February will be the introduction of the finance bill, February 2020. And for example, president will approve it in the month of March. It might be 25th. I'll take it as 25th. The date will be 25th. And that particular finance bill will come or will start exactly in that financial year, that is 1st April 2020. That's it. Anything, any kind of financial bill introduction, any kind of starting of the financial bill will only occur after the president's approval. That's it. And it will also start from the financial year, that is 1st April 2020. That's it. Okay. So I will talk about the effective dates of amendments in finance bill. But anything, these dates are like tentative, but any kind of introduction or starting of finance bill will start only from the assent of president, and it will start from 1st April. That's it. So in the case of indirect taxes, usually midnight of date of presentation of finance bill. For example, I told you that the bill will be introduced in the month of February last week. From that 12 o'clock, after 12 o'clock, that particular indirect tax finance bill will come into it will not come into force, like that will be a new finance act. That's it. And in the case of direct taxes, usually date of notification in official gazette or in the finance act. Okay, I will show you the official gazette notification, how it looks. That particular department should give out the circular. I told you, right? CBDT handles that. That particular department should give out a notification that this is so and so finance act for that year. So you have to follow all these changes for the coming financial year. That's it. When it comes to direct taxes. When it comes to indirect taxes, from 12 o'clock, after 12 o'clock of that particular finance bill that has been presented on in the month of February, on the date which they will be presenting in the parliament. That's it. I think this is very easy. But any kind of finance bill introduction will start from 1st April itself. That is the financial year. That's it. Any doubts in this? I think no one will have. Then let's go to the final topic of Finance Act. So I told you that I told you about Finance Bill and Finance Act, right? So basically, there are a few schedules or parts in Finance Act. I will show you that PDF again after this slide. But let me discuss about what and all will be included in what all parts will be included in Finance Act. So there will be 4 parts, whereas in part 1 it will provide about the current assessment year. Okay, can anybody tell me the current assessment year of current assessment year? What is the current assessment year?
21-22.
Yeah, correct. So part 1, it talks about the rates for current assessment year. And for example, part 1 of the Finance Act 2020 provides income tax rates for assessment year 2020-2021. Okay. And it talks about current assessment year rates and all. It might change also. Like, for example, there is a Finance Act 2015, and in that particular part, it might change the tax rates also. It is not like it should be the same every time. They will be changing. They will be adding a few changes and all. So this is like an example, like what and all will be included in part one. There will be information regarding the rates of current assessment year. And in part two, we have rates regarding to TDS, that is tax deducted at source, for the current financial year, that particular year. And in part three, again, there will be few changes or rates of TDS under income, head income, salaries, and that is five sources of income, right? That one of the head is salaries, and the rates of advance tax for the current financial year and all. So they will be mentioning few of them like this in the part three module, and at last in the part 4 module, it will provide rules for computation of net agricultural income, like calculation of, it will talk about agricultural incomes calculation. That's it. This is like an example, like what and all will be included in the Finance Act notification. So now what we will do is, we will check the original notification of Finance Act 2020. I will present that. Give me a second. Okay. Window. Okay. Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I told you that the Gazette of India will be, that particular department will be giving out the notification. See, I told you right, no, how this Finance Act will frame. The following Act of Parliament received the assent of President. President approval is really important, and that is when they will publish this. This is called a Finance Act. Even you people can just download this if you want, if you are interested to go through this. And we have
Ma'am, this
things
can
like,
be downloaded from RBI, no, ma'am?
you can, okay, I'll show you my screen. 1 second. It is like you can just type Finance Act 2020.
Ma'am, this
Got
will
it, no,
be
sir?
released for every year, no, ma'am?
Yes, every year
tenure.
they will be presenting finance bill, sir.
Okay, ma'am, got it.
Yeah. Like every year our tax rates or regimes will be changing, no, sir, by the
Yes, sir.
finance
Yes,
minister.
ma'am.
So every year
Yes,
they
ma'am.
will introduce this finance bill. That is nothing but they have given a name called finance bill. We only know that that is the changes in income tax rates and all, but there is a proper name called Finance Bill and Finance Act, sir. That's it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So this is the Finance Act 2020 of previous year. We have, this act may be called the Finance Act 2020. And I told you that particular Finance Act will come into force from first day of April 2020. They have introduced in the year 2020 February, and it will come into force from the first day of April, that is 2020 again. After President's approval, that is the main thing. President should approve that bill. And in this particular parts, they are talking about assessment year commencing from, see, they're talking about some income tax charges and all in the first schedule. I told you that. And also they are talking about some income, agricultural income. They have some exemptions and exceeding amount of that. They're talking about net agricultural income, rates of income tax. This is basically talking about rates of income tax. Should be changed every year. And they're talking about the income tax chargeable, income tax that should be charged for that particular year. So they're talking about net agricultural income again. This is all about net agricultural income. You people can also just download this. Like you can just type Finance Act 2020 in the Google. You will get the PDF. If you want to explore this, you can just download that and go through this. You will understand the basic quality of how the particular format is being framed, how the particular charges are being imposed, and how this is being written. This is like general knowledge you people should know, right? So, see, here they're talking about some sections and all in this, like surcharge and all. They're talking about like different kind of persons, individual or Hindu and HUFs, association of persons, body of individuals, artificial judicial persons and all. They have some changes for different types of persons. See, having a total income exceeding 50 lakhs but not exceeding 1 crore. The rate of percent is 10%. They just given so many changes in this. It's very readable. It is very understandable. So all these will be applicable to the different types of persons, that is individual. We will be discussing about that in the later classes. And if you scroll down, we have 87 pages in this. We have so many changes. You can just take one page every day and go through like what and all does it include. See, they are talking about so many tax rate changes. See, I told you that they will also talk about residential status, no? That we will discuss in the coming sessions. They have also mentioned some statement and given the explanation for that. This will include all the residential status and all. Some changes, minor changes will be made in this. Let's scroll it. Let's see. There are so many things in income tax. So this is the notification of Finance Act 2020. If you all are interested, you can also download the Finance Act of 2019, 2018, 2015. So every year, the tax rates or anything related to income tax will be changing, right? So this is an official notification that will be given out by that particular department, and they will talk about several changes in that for the particular coming year. That's it. This is the official notification. There's so many things, but don't worry. You will learn this one by one. That's it. So I will also share you I will just give you the outlook of the website. Hope my screen is visible, no guys? Please confirm.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this was the notification
Yes, ma'am.
of Finance Act. You people can download it. I just gave you a short insight on this, how it looks. See, part 4. We have so many amendments from so many years. They're talking about due dates and all. See, in this box, talking about due dates. We have so many things to learn in income tax and all. Rates of income tax. See here. They have explained it very clearly. Yes, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's so interesting, right? To read out all these things. Yeah, this is the official notification, sir. I hope everyone has understood this. Yes, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next we have the official website, Income Tax India, which will be handled by CBDT, that is Central Board of Direct Taxes. We have so many things here. Basically, any taxpayer has to come here and file the returns. I will give you an basic insight of how it looks. We have home here. You people can just Google it and open this website too. Whenever you are free. If you want to explore this website, you can. We have like the brief history of income tax department. You can just go through this. They'll talk about everything, like what is the vision mission of particular income IT department. They also have grievance redressal. If there is any kind of issues related to your particular income tax thing and all, you can come and file particular issues there. You can just inform them. That is called grievance redressals. See, this is the main one. Forms. We have income tax returns form, wealth tax form, and all. We also have taxpayer services, which is very important. Does everyone know how to generate your PAN card here, guys?
PAN card, ma'am.
Yeah, PAN card.
Yes, ma'am.
Like in online, you people can file, right? You can just apply.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's great. That particular service will be offered. Like you can directly come to this website, incometaxindia.government.in. You can easily see here. We have an option called PAN, right? You can easily apply for PAN here. So many services. NSDL will be giving it. Any kind of problems related to PAN, or you want to know the status of your PAN card when it will arrive and all, you can easily just
Excuse me, ma'am.
apply there. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, in case if I have misplaced my PAN card, so where I can be reapply the thing?
I think you can just talk to this PAN grievances, or else you can apply a new one if you want. If you have changed your address as such, you can just apply a new one. I think they will take more time to just retrack your thing and all. So it's better apply for a new PAN card. It will look good also. If you apply for a new PAN card, they will deliver at your home by 15 days or 20 days. Sometimes it may take 10 days also. Very easy.
Ma'am,
First,
applying.
Your voices are breaking. I think I'm not.
actually,
Ma'am,
first,
good
one
evening.
need to complete.
Shika ma'am, please carry on,
Mhm.
ma'am. Please
Yes,
explain it.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, sorry for that interruptions.
No problem.
Actually, the thing is, first of all, you need to make a complaint for this, as ma'am has mentioned for the grievances.
Yes.
Yes, you have to do the complaint, because since if the two PAN cards somebody has, or somebody can misuse your the old PAN card as an identity, you will be in fault. So first of all, you have to put in complaint that your PAN card has been lost, and
Yes.
then you can reapply for the new PAN card. That is the case.
Correct. So this will be the
Thank you, ma'am.
grievance. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this. So PAN
Yeah.
grievance.
Thank
Go and apply there. They will charge very less only. If it is lost and all, you can just write a problem, your issue there. You can just, they will help you out. So TDS related. TAN is not for us, but we have so many services that will be provided by income tax government. You also have, we have few of the documents, like how can you file your ITRs and all, registration of taxpayer on e-filing website. They'll be providing some guidance on how you can register as a taxpayer in this particular website when you're starting earning, when you have started earning and all. File returns and all, file income tax ITRs. They will guide you on this. They have some tutorial. They will guide you. So these are so many services that are given by the IT department for us. So you all can open this website. Just explore the website. You will understand. We come under individual. We are individuals. We are not a company. So if you are an individual who's earning some salary, you have to pay. You will come under individual. You have to pay some taxes. We will have some separate tax rates for that. You will be paying. So you need to come to this website itself for filing income tax returns. That's it, guys. So this is all about Concept and Finance Act. Hope I cleared all your doubts. Okay. So yes, I'm done for today. If you guys have any doubts, please ask.
Thank you, Alekia ma'am. It was a great session. And thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here, and we'll see you in the next class. If you guys have any doubt, do ask right now or ask in next class.
And guys, everybody, Vinayak sir is also here. Please give him a thumbs up or a clap. He's a representative of Career Dreams Education. Sir, would you like to speak something, sir?
Thank you so much, guys. And on behalf of the team of Career Dream Educations and Money Battles, creating wealthy happiness, heartiest greetings to everyone present over here, guys. We suppose we have taken a financial initiative to create awareness and more practical implication of the knowledge for taxation, investment, insurance. And that's why we are Money Battles. We believe that we do not earn money. पैसे कमाते नहीं हैं. We create money, we multiply the money. How to make 1 rupee into 100 rupees. That we do in Money Battles. So guys, on behalf of Money Battles and Career Team Educations, we assure you your involvement in these kind of session will give you the enthusiasm not to earn money but to multiply money. And that's why we create the wealthy happiness, guys. And I just expect one thing from all of you guys: be more communicative and more participative. It's all about money making, business making, and creating that happiness that we get from the money factor always. So, guys, wish you all the best for this. And I must appreciate, ma'am, the way you deliver, the way you portray the knowledge in a systematic manner. And we hope the people present over here have a good experience in this session. And definitely, guys, the coming time will be more welcoming with more money minded opportunities for all of us. Thank you so much, guys. And wish you a great luck and great career, all of you, in the time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, guys. Ma'am, over to you, please. Thank you so much, guys. Over to you, ma'am, please.
Thank you so much, Vinayak sir, for being present over here and for sharing your thoughts with us.
It's a
And
pleasure.
yes, yeah, thank you so much. Really, it's our pleasure that you have been present today over here with us. It's really a great day for us. Yeah. So, I just wanted to say to all the participants, like even today, I've given you all one of the assignment, right? It was on the tax invoice. Okay. So some of them have submitted, not everyone, but can you all just anyone can what can you anyone can explain me what have you all understood through that assignment? What have you all learned through that assignment? Or somebody faced any difficulty with in particular with that assignment?
No, ma'am. Coming to assignment, we have learned like how to make. I mean, how to create a bill using the taxation and how to execute it to generate the bills, ma'am.
Yes, exactly. How to generate the bills, how to execute it, exactly. So, did you understand? Like I've given you CGST, SGST. There are three different GST: CGST, SGST, IGST. Do you know what exactly that means?
Yes, ma'am. Coming
Yes,
to
ma'am.
IGST,
Yes,
it's an
ma'am.
international. Um, hello.
Yes, sir. You can continue. Okay,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am. Coming to IGST, integrated goods and services tax, ma'am. And coming to SGST, it stands for States Goods and Service Tax, ma'am.
May I? Ma'am, CGST and
Yes,
SGST.
yes.
CGST is a central GST and SGST is a state GST. Both are applicable when the transaction takes place within the state. And IGST means integrated GST, that is imposed when there is a transaction between two different states.
Exactly, exactly. Perfect. Thank you very much, Shakil sir, Anishka ma'am, and Namrata ma'am is also right. So yes, very good. So yes, of course, at CGST, SGST come together and you just have to give a breakup of the slab rate. IGST, it will be once it will be applied, it will be applied. That is IGST, correct? It is for interstate, from one state to another state. If any transaction takes place, any transport takes place, any transaction takes place, that time we put IGST. You have just given you directly CGST, SGST to prepare a tax invoice. So what it means, like, it means that this transaction was taken place within the state. In whichever the state you have been, it is taken place within the state. Okay. So, and I've also shared the tax invoice, and it was exactly that tax invoice was generated through this what we say.
Tally.
Of course, yes, it is generated through Tally. Now you can all can see my screen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is a perfect way to show the text invoice. This was generated through Tally, but you can, as simple as you can use it um, on your Excel sheet also. There's nothing wrong in that. Okay. You have to write whatever the name of the company is. See, when you are doing some taxation or accounting work specially, it will become more easier if you think that you yourself is a company. Okay. Okay. So now just see, there's a name of the company, the name of the buyer. So as per this, this is a kind of a dealer. Like we are a dealer. Just for example, we are a shopkeeper, Ace Enterprise Electronics. We have purchased from one of the dealer, name is Max Enterprises. So this is the invoice from there, that we have invoice number 1, then the delivery note, buyer's order number, dated, everything is there. Here description of good is Dell. We can say it is like for us it was MITV, right? Like we are electronic shopkeeper,
Yes, ma'am.
and our, yeah. So it was the MITV. Now depending upon our quantity, whether you write 1, whether you write 2. So if the quantity is 1, what will be the price? As per I've given the price of 15,000, right? If you take it 2, how much will be the price?
30,000.
30,000.
Exactly. And how much will be like if it is just from the intrastate? Intrastate means within the state. If you have taken the transaction within the state, here it is from Karnataka to Karnataka, within the state. What is applicable? CGST, SGST, IGST?
CGST and SGST.
Exactly. And if the slab rate here is applicable as 18%, how much it will be applicable for CGST, SGST breakup?
9%, 9% equally.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
9%, 9% each. Perfect. Thank you. So, how much will be the amount? Just calculate 30,000, 9%. How much it will be? The
2,700.
2,700. Okay, okay, perfect. Then if we add like both CGST, SGST, 18%, how much it will come?
Ma'am, after adding both,
35,400.
You're giving me the total taxable amount, or just CGST, the taxable, just a taxable amount?
Total taxable.
Okay, total taxable, you are giving me 35,400. No, I'm asking you, okay, 30,000 plus 18% is how much?
5,400. 5,400.
5,400 is a 18% total. Okay. You're not given the breakup of this. Okay, 2,700 is 9% and 18% is 5,400. So 30,000 plus this is 5,400 will be the total taxable. Okay. This is what you have prepared a tax invoice. Now coming to the accounting entry. Okay. If you have purchased, you all are a shopkeeper, you have purchased from this dealer, what will be the accounting entry? Because accounting entry is equally important, and you all have also done the workshop on the accounts. Anyone can give me the accounting entry on this?
purchase account debit to Max Enterprise.
Okay, yes. And if you are selling it to the customer, suppose the name of the customer is XYZ, what will be the price will be the same. Okay, just give me the general entry. What will be the
XY,
general entry? Yes.
XYZ account debit to sales.
XYZ
Okay.
account debited
Perfect. Sneha, ma'am. Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Okay, yes. This is what. Other than that, you all were talking about the slab rates, right? You all wanted to know some of the slab rates. What are the different slab rates? Let me again show you all that with the slab rates. Okay, I've shared in the group. Sorry, this I've shared in the group from the Paisa Bazaar. Yes. What are the slab rates as per the assessment year? Today we have learned what is the assessment year, current assessment year. It's 2020 and 21, right? Actually, the GST is this everything changes every financial year or assessment year, you can say. So, if you all are really been so enthusiastic to learn more about the accounts, tax, investment, you all should always see the budget. It's very important. Till now, if you all have not seen, it's okay, but always see the budget. You all know now who is the finance minister?
Nirmala.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
exactly.
Nirmala.
So whenever she gives the budget, always look to it. What is the tax prices, whether it's coming down, whether it's going up, what's happening with our tax rates, what's happening with the financial position with our economy, everything is very important. So as per current assessment, I think there are not many changes in this tax rate, but still let us see what is there. 0.25% on cut and semi-polished stones, 5% on household necessities, 12% on computer and processed food, 18% on hair oil, toothpaste, okay, the basic thing, 28% on luxury item. Then here it is given down for basic household, which currently is 28%, will be taxed at 18%. Okay, so it is not for basic household. Before it was 28%, now it has come to 18%. For sweets, taxable at 5%. Anyone have the sweets shop? If somebody has, then see to it. Okay, so here it is given the detailed rates. Even you can see the breakup, no tax on so and so work. Okay, jaggery and what many things. Then 5% tax rates applicable on it is given in the details. In the detail, like how much slab rates have been applicable. Then 12% on each and every product here it is given. Yes. Then you all can see that 18% again on each and every product. Ours was this one, set-top box for TV or CCTV. Yeah. Computer monitor. So here it came for 18%. Our slab rate. So today it was the beginning. That is why I gave you the slab rate. Next time I want, if I will give you, just check what could be the slab rate and then calculate the tax on it. Whether it is a GST for direct tax will come from tomorrow or day after tomorrow. We'll start the session. Just giving you the complete details about this GST, how to calculate, and again accounting is very important because whenever you wanted to file with GST and you need to take the input credit, how can you get the input credit? Means if you want to claim the refund again from the government, how can you get it? You first of all you will do all the purchase. You will take all your bills, purchase bills, sales bills. You will do the accounting of it. You will upload it on the GST website, and then you can claim. You can get the input credit. So you should know what is important of the bills, important of the accounting entries, and how many, what are the slab rates. At least if you have a business or even wherever you have been going for the accounting also, you should know whatever the thing is. Have you all understood or something like you all are still doubtful, not understanding?
I think so. They are understood, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, then if it is understood, then fine. Can, if there's no doubt, if there's any doubt, you all can ask me, all of you to ask me in the group. Okay, fine. And rest we can wind up for the day. Yes, Ashwarya ma'am, we can adjourn.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Shika ma'am, for explaining that. And participants, you can leave.
Thank you, ma'am.